What up, yo?
What up?
It is Hobby Hotline overtime. What is up? Hey, look at this. Mr. Herman's in the house already. What's up, 3B Herman? And we already 2 seconds in, we get a skid mark. 2 seconds in.
Hashtag skid marks. Let's
That
go.
is greatness right there. Good evening, Mr. Logan, Mr. PSA Hall of Famer. Yeah, that's right. There it is. It only took a couple of seconds to get it in. It only took a couple of seconds. So it's Hobby Hotline overtime. Happy, what is it, Tuesday night? We're here. I'm Texas Cartoon. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. It's a little different being here on a Tuesday night, but guess I'm ready to kick it in overtime with you fellas. So hope you guys are doing well.
Dude, I got my Dr. Pepper right here. So I got my energy. And then we got the Jason Dean Martin. What's up, JDM?
Did you freeze on us?
Doing well.
He froze. You froze.
Yeah. I get this wonderful hotel Wi-Fi where I'm at, but I'm doing well.
How your skid marks doing today?
It's either that or Ty freaking Gibbs. So
Ty freaking Gibbs. Ty freaking Gibbs, man. Ty freaking Gibbs. And if you want to know what we are talking about, you have to listen to NASCAR Radio.
Absolutely.
Where racing and cards meet. See?
It's close. That was close, but
what is it?
Trading cards, it's where racing or wait a minute. Geez, now
now you got him off.
Oh, you know you're gonna get torched for that one.
Probably.
Just for that, you gotta do a you do you boo now has to make an appearance on NASCAR Radio. You do somehow.
I'll see if I can fit that in there.
Yeah, let's see. We got that 70s card. It's going. Yes,
That's
going.
my guy right there. That's my guy right there. The last show I was on, this guy made the show just gold. Just absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what. We will give a gold virtual medal
there
to
you
the
go.
best comment tonight.
Best comment and or topic, right? So
there you go.
Bring it.
We actually threatened that we weren't going to do anything but sit here and yap it up until somebody came up with a topic. So, but we decided not to do that. We actually decided to come up with a particular topic, and I'm going to drop in here the link so that everybody can call in, join in.
And everybody don't do it at the same time, please.
Yeah, because I don't know if our systems can handle more than 4 people on at a time. Or my ego. So
stop.
Oh, so you want to go football, or you want to go baseball? What do you want to talk first?
All right, well, we can dive into either one. You want to talk about the quarterback movement, the movement in the NFL, or you want to talk about baseball where it's really baseball season? I mean, we got to touch on both, so we can go either way.
Yeah, let's go with the let's see. Wow. That's close. No cigar, but that's close. Let's see. AFC
quarterback stacked. Yes.
There it is. All right. So let's go. Here we go. Old school telethon style. If you want us to actually make a topic, call in and make a donation now. All right. Well, let's talk a little football QB talk. I mean, it's not like there's been any trades or any movement whatsoever. I mean,
so I don't know. I think me and you, Brad, touched on us a little bit. Jason, when you got in as well, touched on us a little bit. But I guess we could probably let's just start with the Matt Ryan in Indy, right? Probably the more recent news out of all of it. Some of this stuff's kind of already been passed now, but Mr. Matt Ryan getting into Indy, and you see a lot of people on the social media networks. Some saying this is a perfect spot. This is a place where now they're contenders, and then you have your other side of the people who don't have any love or faith for him, saying doesn't matter, he's washed up, he's no good anymore. I mean, I think me and Brad, I know for sure we're on the same page, but I'd love to get Jason's take on this. I mean, I think we both feel like getting that offensive line to protect him and not getting murdered and mauled every single down, and having some time to throw the ball, and having a running back, one of the top running backs in the league, with a pretty dang good defense, puts them right up there as potential contenders. But Jason, what's your feel? What's your take on this with Mr. Matt Ryan in Indy?
You know, you make some good points. My initial thought when the trade happened was kind of a what's the point? Especially when somebody like, and I'm not saying that Baker Mayfield is some superstar, but as far as age difference goes, I think there's a lot more to work with. But I don't know. Somebody that was drafted in 2008, starting in 2022, that's tough. I mean, like you said, the line, Jonathan Taylor, great assets, but it's Matt Ryan at the same time, where mediocre's kind of been career. I mean, there's a couple peaks here and there, but you know what I mean? It's just, I would almost take the chance on the draft.
Ooh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I like that take. I respect that take. And the one thing I would add to that too, and I've talked about this on my own podcast with some of my guys. We talk a lot of sports and stuff. And this is before any of this ever went down. This was weeks ago, maybe even months ago. But you know, I typically, football season comes, usually got the red zone fired up. So I'm always watching who's in the red zone, what's happening, what's going on. And I got to tell you, man, Matt Ryan, again, some of this could contribute to him not having that great of an offensive line. And some others would also say or bring up, well, he didn't have very many people to throw to, right? Because Ridley was gone. He had Kyle Pitts. But I saw Matt Ryan over and over and over again overthrow Kyle Pitts in the end zone, like 4 feet up, like Pitts trying to jump up as high as he can in the back of the end zone to catch balls, and like 3-4 times in a row. And I saw it over and over again throughout the season. So again, there are some sides of me that say, I don't know, man. Does he still have it, or is it just time for him to hang him up and walk away? And I guess we're gonna find out now with the new team. So
yeah, I'm gonna with respect, because you both make great points. This is where I'm not gonna. I'll call it, and you know, a year from now, everybody can burn me for this, but if they ain't in at least the AFC Championship, it's going to be a disappointment. I love this move. I think it's the same type of move, not the same move, but the same type of move as Stafford to the Rams. I think they were a little bit better than a serviceable quarterback away from Super Bowl. They have holes to plug. Listen to this. They're not perfect, but they have holes to plug. You know, they got defensive tackle, they got defensive end. They probably could use another wide receiver, but I think that team is ready to go, and it's going to be it's going to be something to watch. Now, if they don't get the pieces that they need, then I'm out. But I think it's going to be that type of impact. I think it's not going to be comeback player of the year, but I think you're going to see the old Matt Ryan, because he's not going to be picking himself off the floor every single play. You know, he's actually going to have time to sling the ball around. He's got Pittman. He's got weapons, and he's got a team around him, and they have a defense. And I think I honestly, when this happened, I was like, yes, something. I liken it to Russell Wilson going to Denver. That's going to be what stops the Colts, is Russell Wilson to Denver. I think that one as well, an amazing, amazing, amazing move. And again, another quarterback that just will. He's not going to lose you games, and you've already got a team around him that can play. So I think, man, the AFC is going to be to watch this year. And what a year for Monday Night Football and Joe Buck and Aikman to be on Monday Night Football. So it's gonna. I love it. I think the AFC's completely stacked. Completely.
So
stacked.
I want to go back, and I don't want to jump too far or jump around, but we're still sticking with quarterbacks here. But I want to go back to Schmo's comment a while back. He said, at this point, is Baker Mayfield going to have to accept a backup role with all but Seattle seemingly set at quarterback ? And this is something that we had brought up too pre-show. I think Jason even said, he's having that little hope that maybe like Detroit is a place that he could land. Possibly. There's talks of him maybe possibly ending up in Pittsburgh. But again, all this is just as of right now until something happens. I mean, what are your guys' takes on the whole Mayfield thing? And like I'd said earlier, we don't want this to be another Ben Simmons thing only in the NFL now, right? Like, get him somewhere, move him. Don't make this I don't want to play on this team, all season.
Jason? I said it pre-show as a Lions fan, and going back to the Matt Ryan thing, I would much rather have somebody drafted in 2018 versus 2008. Right. I've never been a Goff fan ever, and I understand the trade. We kind of got it because he wanted out, but I'll take Mayfield. I'd buy a jersey of Mayfield just because it's something different, and I'll take that chance of maybe he matures and becomes an adult, like the Browns said. But it's that 10-year difference for me that's like, okay, well, I'll play around with this for 3 or 4 years, where to me, Matt Ryan is 2 years away from retiring. So I'll take the age difference on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad?
So I've been watching I've been watching NFL Live at night because, it's a good letdown. Good letdown. And Swagoo, he made a great comment. And he said Baker Mayfield is now the kid in musical chairs that has the last slot, but there's no cake surprise. So I think, and you say Carolina, you say Texans, but again, there's Garoppolo out there.
What about Mr. Mills in Houston though? I mean,
and Davis Mills did very well.
He played all right last year, and he was playing as a rookie. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's.
If you let him run last year, why don't you just continue to see what he does for a year? What has Houston got to lose right now? I mean, it's not like they're sitting at top in contention, and it's like, ooh, this is make or break. We got the team to either do it or not do it. We need to figure out a better quarterback. Run the kid again and see what happens. I don't know.
Well, I'm surprised that the Commanders didn't try more for Mayfield, or unless they did and I missed it. But when they've publicly commented and said that they were trying for Andrew Luck,
who
hasn't even been there for a couple years, Wentz, that hurts. Right. That hurts your morale, and then you sign the guy that's publicly your second fiddle, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a weird situation over there for sure.
Well, I posed this. I mean, there's a comment here. Oh, where was it? Where was it? Hey, what's up, Bo? What's up, Bo? Somebody mentioned about Baker to Washington. You did. I honestly think at some point you're gonna see, or I would love to see, Washington trade Carson Wentz for Baker Mayfield. I think Wentz is a perennial backup. I think that Baker, I don't even know if I can say this with a straight face. I think Baker would be an upgrade to Washington, and it would give Dallas 2 more wins.
Always looking out for your squad. Way to go, Brad.
Well, and imagine the 5 fans that are going to buy a Wentz Commanders jersey if he got traded to the Browns.
Right. Right. And Schmo brings up a comment with all the Deshaun drama. Houston wants no part of Baker, in his opinion. And yeah, I mean that could hold true. And then we got some Deshaun talk here, some Watson talk with Cleveland. So that's another big move, big transaction in the QB world in the NFL. So where does that put Cleveland? Where does that leave Cleveland with Watson sliding in place of Baker over in Cleveland?
Yes. So let's talk about that trade for a second, because you got, I can't believe the haul the Texans. The Texans got three number ones, 22, 23, and 24, a third round in 23, and a fourth round in 22. So they got a massive haul. And then an interesting side note that this is no joke. You can look it up. I almost saved the article. There was an increase in crisis donations the day after Deshaun Watson signed. So there is concern from Browns fans with Deshaun Watson. So there's that whole it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, how many fans actually signed? Because I was watching NFL Live last night, and they were talking about the investigation that the Browns made.
Yeah.
They didn't talk to any of the 22 women. They didn't do any outside investigation other than doing their talk with Watson and his attorney. So when this comes down, because he got signed, and you got, I mean, I don't know if you know that 5 years, $230 million guaranteed, the largest guaranteed. I just saw it, Jeff.
Well, you got that one. You also got Schmo. You got Schmo right above him too. They're both coming with him tonight.
But the largest fully guaranteed contract in the history of the NFL, and then you had like, it's insane. What do you do as a fan in Cleveland if you're a father? What do you do? How in this Texas card dude, Brad Bethune, this is as a father. Nah, brah. Nah. You need to handle up on your business before you get your money. That's nah. That's my father mode. So I got that.
You got it.
So
the Eagle landed.
I hear you. All right. So Brady Wood stayed with the Bucks. Winston stayed with the Saints. Redskins got Carson Wentz. Here we go. Here's the signing right now of the year. Write it down. Mitch Trubisky to the Saints, or to the Steelers.
I was gonna say, man, we're starting all sorts of rumors out here. Bobby Hotline's letting them all fly. We're the new Woj of the NFL.
Nobody accused me of being the professor. Okay, nobody ever accused me of being the professor. But you got Mitch Trubisky to the Steelers. And you wonder.
I want to talk about this for a minute, because I want to get you're bringing it up, and I want to get some opinions, because I've talked about this as well on my own podcast and brought this up. I still personally do not understand the whole Mitch Trubisky thing, right? I get it. He broke a school record or collegiate record passing thing. He played one season his senior year at UNC for North Carolina football. Who did they play in that season that he broke this throwing passing record? I get it. It's still a record. It's still an achievement. It's still a big thing. But how many top college teams, how many ranked teams, how many competitive teams did he do this against? And then he becomes this big, crazy, he's going to be the greatest quarterback ever. And the Bears go after him, the big draft, etc. and there's still this craze about him. And I personally don't understand it. I don't get it, and I never will. But do you guys see something different in Mitch Trubisky that I'm not seeing?
Nope.
No, I don't understand why they didn't just stick with Mason Rudolph or try to get Pickett in the draft with being the local kid.
That's who I've heard all the stuff from is
Yep.
Pickett. You know. So
Are his hands big enough though? Isn't that the talk?
They grew an eighth of an inch.
Isn't that the
overnight.
talk for real?
They
Isn't
grew an
that
eighth
the
of
real
an inch.
talk?
So let's talk cards. Let's talk cards for a second. This is a card. We are a hobby show, so let's talk.
This all relates to the hobby, right? Because where are cards going from here? Where are the Matt Ryan cards going right now, Brad?
Yes.
With all the news and what's happening.
So
a little share screen for us here.
Yeah, let's get a little shared screen going.
Let's look at evidence A.
Let's look at evidence
Exhibit A.
If I can pull it. Let's see. There we go. Exhibit A. So before, you're looking at, $3, $400. You're looking at 3 to 5 on Terapeak.
These are Matt Ryan rookies.
There you go, right there. Matt Ryan rookie playoff contenders draft class 250.
Which would be like the ones to look at. That's kind of the bread and butter in the NFL world, right?
Right there. And then boom, the announcement, 842, and then 750, and then you look at this one. This is raw for 220. So the hobby expects the same thing, or at least the dollar amount is expecting the same type of thing that we saw, or that we're saying is that we are going to have an uptick. So yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, Jason, do you think this is sustainable, or do you think this is?
I don't think he does. I'm going to go off my opinion of how his take on the whole Wentz thing. So I think I want to hear it, but I think I'm going to just try to speak up in front of him and cut in front of him real quick. And
Not sustainable, but expected.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There you go. For those of you listening, that 70s card show, quote, "This may be the first Matt Ryan Terapeak search ever." That's gold right there, brother. That is gold. Right. That is gold. And then if you're talking about hand sizes earlier, he's a grower, not a show.
But I like Bo, like just his comment too, going back to Trubisky, and it wasn't all his fault. Like it wasn't all Trubisky's fault at all. But at the same time, like in my opinion, it's just he was way too overhyped. Like, okay, that's great. He broke this college passing record at UNC or in college playing for UNC. If he would have done that and he was playing for like Ohio State or Michigan, or somebody, one of those top teams, right, that are always top ranked, playing top competitive teams almost weekly, I think that would show a little different. But I don't know, just was never bought into it.
I gotta actually, let's see, how do we spell Trubisky? Does anybody even know how to spell
Trubisky? Trubisky.
Yep.
Just got to sound it out, Brad. Remember back in school.
Cooked on phonics worked for me. Here you go. Now this is the first Mitch Trubisky live.
Yeah, no, I agree. The 70s card show, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, but I just, in my opinion, I never understood it. Never understood it.
I'm actually letting this. My eyes are. This dude, look at this. This is today, and
you're correct.
17th. You've got to be kidding me! Wow.
What?
For those of you who are on the podcast, Mitch Trubisky rookie cards, 2017 Optic Contenders rookie ticket, auto, hollow. Okay.
Yeah.
$275. That's buy it now. We've got a Mitch Trubisky 2017 Optic Contenders rookie ticket auto 2 days before. What? 4 days before. $335. on an
Cherokee
auction.
cars.
I mean, here's one. Let's see. Yep, here we go. This is 2017. So the same card, BGS Mint 9 Auto 10, $81 on March 29th. So this card's gone from $81 to $335, like in a couple of days.
People are still believers in him. We'll see. And again, you know what? And I've said this, and I've said this on my own podcast. I said, when we talk about, we bring it up. I always want to see people succeed. I mean, honestly, I hope he does. I hope he turns it around. I don't see it. Like I want to see it, but I don't see it.
Well, think about that fan base too. I mean, Falcons fans aren't gobbling up Mariota rookie cards, I'm sure. It's
right.
It's
well, that's
Steelers
something you can
and
pull up
Cowboys.
quick. Yeah, that's a good point, Jason. Brad, pull that up quick. Look at the Mariota just for reference.
Look at the Russell Wilsons.
Got a good point there.
Look at the Russell Wilsons. $2,000, 2,500. I mean, dang.
The hype's real.
Let's do. All right, we'll look it up right now. I mean, this is a hobby.
That's a first. Another one.
I mean, this is evidence. I mean, people say, "Oh, you're full of hogwash." This is
right,
dude. Really, 420 for a Contenders rookie card, 9.5. You've got to be kidding me. Up from $250.
Wow.
From 140 to 150, from 150 to 250, from 250 today, or yes, today, $420. Tell me this quarterback movement is not insane. Insane. So let me ask you this, guys. Who do you collect? Who do you collect in then? If these are just as outrageous as they are right now. I mean, when Marcus Mariota can command that, I'm about to do Drew Lock.
I hate to even bring this question up, but is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer? Because if I'm collecting somebody from this group,
he has to. I think if he goes and like wins a championship, I think that might get him into the talk, in my opinion. But I don't think he is right now. No,
I agree with you. But as far as who we're talking about, this handful of people, he's got to be at the top of the list.
Drew.
Well, what about Russ?
Lock. Drew freaking Lock. 335 and 380. Not Ty freaking Gibbs. Drew freaking Lock.
You mentioned Russell Wilson real quick. I just don't think his buying price is where you want it to be as far as a flip potential.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, I guess I was just saying in the realms of in the realms of like Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Potential for Hall of Fame, or Hall of Fame worthy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it only goes back that 70s card. It goes back a year. I can look if you want. If you want to look, see if we can do that research. Let's see.
On what?
On Matt Stafford. I'll look.
You know what? I'm actually I didn't pay not enough attention to it, but I'm actually kind of interested because for the season last year, I can tell you it wasn't anywhere where it probably is.
Yeah, well, it could be that everybody's doing the projections from Matt Stafford, Chrome, Terapeak.
Trying to go off the same. I get it.
So there you go. No, nowhere near it. Nowhere near it.
Huh.
Wait a minute. Look here. 4,000, but that's 4,000. August 30th, 2021. So 610. So in comparison, it's about the same time as last year. So, but that's about right. So That 70s card gets the prize. Gets the prize.
For $380 for Ryan Leaf to physically sit on your room bookshelf. Oh.
I think there's a competition there. I think there's a competition. Are we done with football talk?
I like that. Hey, the 70s coming through too. That's a good one. His last comment right there. You got to put that one up. That's deserving right there.
All right, so I'm collecting Dak Prescott cards. So that's what I'm collecting. What are you collecting, JDM?
I'm a Lions guy. Football, I do Oregon and Lions. So when you talk about Mariota, that one still hurts. But
so you're not collecting any cards, is what you're saying?
No, no, not right now.
All right, what about you,
Captain Kirk? No, not really.
Yeah,
I can't see Captain Kirk.
Cousins.
But yeah, go Kirk. Yeah, let's get it.
And we're not talking about investing. We're talking about what it's going to cost for you to actually collect a card of this new player. I mean, it's stupid.
Who I'm going to collect now is Carlos Correa.
Oh, dude,
he's a twin.
I'm about to cut you off. I told you not to mention that
name. Hey, I was trying to kind of segue here, but
there you go. Okay. We'll give you the segue. We'll give you the segue.
Oh, segue action, because I think our next movement was baseballs, right?
Yeah, baseball? Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little baseball. That way, Bo can he can comment on the baseball.
Preach. He can call in from spring training. Give us a little background.
Bo, call in.
Love. Give a call in.
I'll even somebody donate another $1 because Jerry's.
Yeah, Logan has a good point too. He says, let's talk about collecting and not investing.
We're not talking about investing. We just thought what would the price do, or what would
that's really all I was doing, is just pinpointing or showing where things have fluctuated or changed.
Yeah,
in the market from the news of these quarterbacks and the movement and the change of teams and whatnot. Right. How it affects, how it changes. That's
so the latest one that just happened, because we're not talking about that other guy, Trevor Story to the Red Sox, 6 years for $140. 6 years for $140. Nick Castellanos, 5 years, $100 million. And then I love this move. The Yankees moved Luke Vogt after he got into a lover's tiff. Out on spring training, they traded him to the Padres. So, act your age, young man. You're out of here. We've got the move of the year, which I couldn't believe happened, was Freddie Freeman to LA for a 6-year, $162. You've got to be kidding me. The Braves management just need to be hung out to dry. I couldn't believe this. You go trade for Matt Olson when. All it took was one more year. Are you Ty Gibbs? Are you kidding me?
Dude, they were looking for the RBA Kings batting champ to now fill in for Freddie Freeman.
Wow.
Did you not catch that reference?
I did. I was reading the Bo was at the Embassy Suite happy hour, and we're going to talk. Poor Herman. Well, why? It's 1 year. It's a guy that wants to be there. TV money gets bigger. Like, really? You're not going to lock up your MVP, your guy?
I don't know. I mean, are we sure that there wasn't any little thing that maybe, like most players, they just wanted to kind of move towards that LA scene, be a part of that LA scene?
Everything that I read is he wanted to stay a Braves.
That's a tough one. I thought he was a Ripken-esque. I thought he was going to be one team all the way. But even like he's thinking one extra year, there's a good chance they could not get rid of him. That's bad terminology, but you know what I mean? That last year he might be gone anyway, so just suck it up and put it on paper right now.
Yeah, I mean they're still paying Barry Bonds still. I mean, come on. 1 year. That's what it took? Like I was completely baffled by this. I was completely baffled. You got Chris Bryant, 7 years at 182. Matt Chapman got traded to the Blue Jays, the Cubs. Cub talk, alert, 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 alert. Suzuki went to the Cubs, 5 years, 85. I think that was a great move. And then, Zach Greinke went back to Kansas City. Rizzo re-signed with the Yankees, Cruz to the Nationals. Some horrible baseball player that needs to be out of the league called Josh Donaldson went to the Twins, who got slapped around by the Rangers. And then
did not go to the Twins, went to the Yankees.
Josh Donaldson went to the Twins, unless
he left the Twins.
He left the Twins, my man.
All right. Well, okay.
We got Gershel. We got Ursula and Gary Sanchez
and Sonny Gray.
Donaldson went to New York.
And Sonny Gray. And then Kershaw went to the Dodgers as well. So one of my questions that I kind of baseball, kind of hobby, is the Dodgers, man. The Dodgers, large market team. What does that do for Freeman's cards and his popularity and just all that entails for that market?
I mean, hopefully it's like, going to a bigger market. You would think it would help. And I don't think he's just going to not know how to play baseball anymore or not be the player he is. But, again, it's the different spotlights. It's the different pressures, right? It's like some of these guys get out there. It's like not to say like a guy like Joey Gallo is anywhere near a Freddie Freeman or anything, but they get these Gallos like last season. They pick up Gallo, the Yanks do. They pick up Rizzo, right? They pick up these guys, and they just don't play anywhere near to their potential, right? Because just a different scenery, market, etc. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to be good. I'm not saying he's not going to be the Freddie Freeman he is, but it'll be interesting to see in a different market, that different scene, more eyes on now, how he performs and what happens with the values.
I think it hurts him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jason.
I think it hurts him because he's going maybe not big market with Atlanta, but landmark team. It's not as if he's going from Rockies to Yankees. He's going from Braves, who have a tremendous following, to the Dodgers that are, in my opinion, some wishy-washy type fans. When they're good, they're there, but when they're bad, they're not in the stands. So I think it hurts him, actually. And then I kind of wonder what his adjustment period is.
Right.
I'm baffled. My first thought was, okay, so he went from a small market to a large market. Well, that's not really true. Baseball considers Atlanta a small market, but I know many kids in the 80s that watched Braves ball. So there's a ton of Braves fans. So you can't really make that statement.
Because they've been competitive a lot, or often.
Well, it's that thing of TBS. Like when I was a kid, I had TBS and I watched the Braves because other teams weren't on national TV, and I think that's a lot of it.
I watched WGN. I'm still a Cubs fan. Ryan Sandberg, one of my favorite baseball players of all time, because I could watch him and Mark Grace play. And we'd go after the game during a day game and play. I was playing baseball right after the game. I mean, it was too hot during the day to play, so we watched baseball and then went and played baseball. So it just baffled me. I couldn't like a marquee player like that over 1 year. So there's got to be some other back end, whatever reason that somebody.
Well, then you got let's talk about this one too real quick. Chris Bryant, right, goes to the Rockies. To anyone else, does that really make any sense? I mean, the only thing I can really think of, they always get rid of all their players, right? They ship out all their guys. It's not like they're in a rebuilding mode. Like if they were, they would have tried to work something with Story and probably not gotten rid of Arenado last year and all this other stuff. Now they bring in Chris Bryant and sign him to this big contract. I mean, I guess Chris Bryant's just trying to work on his batting average, his overall career batting average, because he's going to hit maybe 40 bombs now, be a 40 bomb hitter because he's playing half his games in Colorado. I don't know. What's your guys' opinion or takes on it? I mean, I don't understand it.
What you said at the end is kind of my thought of, well, I can't remember how long his contract was, 6 years or something like that.
Yeah,
but
6-year deal.
2 years, really good, get traded. They can get some picks back because somebody's going to say, well, maybe it wasn't the Colorado home run total. Maybe it was Bryant's back to what he was supposed to be. And somebody else takes that chance. Almost like when you go to the Marlins, you know what I mean? You're not going to be there very long. Right. So kind of that mentality.
Did you see the stats on like Trevor's Story? He is 40%, 48% worse. His overall batting stats across the board are 48% worse away than at home.
His signing probably shocked me more than anything.
Yeah. Well, I expected him to be a Ranger for a 1-year deal. I full well expected him to be a Ranger.
You expect everybody to be a Ranger.
No, I don't. The Rangers don't do any. They don't do anything. So I'm surprised they even signed anybody at all. So, but I did do this so that we could see. I mean, look at his stats. Really going to Colorado is going to pad your stats enough to say you're a Hall of Famer. I mean,
well, you'd be surprised. Like I said, like we just now talked about Trevor's Story. His batting stats are 48% worse away than at home in Colorado. So,
all right. So let's see. Let's do some math here. Let's say 500 minus 167. That's 333. We said it was 6 years.
Logan wants to talk about V Friends drop.
You're talking 5. You're taking 55 home runs a year, 56 home runs a year to get to 500. I don't know anybody who's. I mean, so I could see if he's talking like a chance to get into Hall of Fame. That's kind of hard to do at 56 home runs a year for 6 years.
But even look at his numbers the past couple seasons. His home run totals, 4, 25, 40. 40 home runs is a lot sexier to people than 25. Even though they might hit 320 and then 300, that 40 home run total number is a sexier number to fans to like to talk baseball. I mean, Canseco was still talked about with the 40-40 club, however many years later. So it's a nice number, and I think he's going to pad some stats.
Yeah, I pat him, but
for sure. It's going to help. It's going to help. Again, Brad, to the extent it's going to, we'll see where it lands or what really happens, but it's definitely going to help.
All right. Well, and now you can do your Carlos whatever.
There's not much to touch on. I mean, I'm
excited. Carlos
I'm excited to see him here. I mean, I feel we are actually, as a Twins organization, we're not usually super aggressive. Like we don't, we might pick up a guy here or there. We did a lot. There was a lot of movement on our team this year, and I'm excited to see kind of where it lands and where it puts us. So we kept Bucky. That was huge. He's just got to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, that dude's just insane.
All right, well, let's flip into some pure card talk here. Some pure card talk, and I posed this to you guys before the show, before we went live. And here's the hypothetical. Here's the hypothetical. We're at the National, or we're at Philly, or we're at the Chicago, or you're at Dallas, and everybody's around you, and all of a sudden you look around and every single phone is out doing eBay comps. And everybody's looking at eBay comps, and then all of a sudden eBay goes down because they got hacked. How do you check prices? Or can you check prices?
What do you mean? Card ladder, market movers?
They all API back into eBay. So
Yes.
how do you check price? JDM, how do you do prices, man? I don't know. I can't do it. I don't have my app. How do you do it? I don't understand.
I think the only saving grace is that we get brands repeated every single year for so many years that we kind of know a guideline for a contender's Matt Ryan versus a contender's Baker Mayfield, or whatever, the guys that we're talking about. But I actually was at a show when I say I use Beckett.
Go ahead.
You could break out the old Beckett.
Yeah, and I thought, holy crap! Like, I'm old school, but I still don't use Beckett because I know the time delay. So it's a good question that I don't think anybody has an answer for.
Right, and so you have so many dealers at these shows that don't ever have anything priced.
Oh my god,
because
it's the worst.
It's constant. Oh well, let's see. Let's check what the comp is.
Check the call bar.
He brings the perfect thing up. So do a lot of these? We're at the National, and something like this happens, right? Do a lot of these dealers just kind of like, kind of shut down for now, and we're not. The card show's kind of at a dead stall for a lot of people because, we're not gonna just take a gamble or take a guess, or we're not gonna sell this or sell that because, by God, I can't check what the comp is. It's an interesting topic. It's an interesting question because you see it time and time again.
It's almost like when you go to a retail store and computers crash, they don't do manual tickets anymore because it's too much of a hassle. They say, come back in an hour, and I think that's kind of where we're at with that.
Which is crazy.
I mean,
I think you're right.
I'm doing a show this weekend. All my cards are priced. Like there's.
Thank you for that.
I spent like the past week pricing, and you know what? They're priced at comps around comps or what I think a card should be a week ago. And you know what? If comps change, I don't care. Look, I don't care. I'm going to give it a fair price, no matter if somebody comes
price it to move it.
If somebody comes off and says you got $100 card, and I'll pay you $70 for it. Sold. I don't. It's sold. Or I'm at a table and somebody's like, "Here's a card." And I look at it and I'm like, "It's a $10 card." Well, eBay comps $50. Here you go. Here's your card back. Right. I was doing a show. I was behind the table at one of the smaller Dallas card shows, and a young man comes up to me and he sets a card down and he goes, would you like to buy my card? And it was actually CeeDee Lamb card. I was interested in the card. I go, what do you want for it? He goes, well, comps aren't out there right now, but this card is comped it. And I go, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. How much do you want for this card? Now, I don't care about comps about another card. What do you want for your card? If you want to sell me your card, then sell me what your card is, not what comps are. What do you want for your card? And he looked at me like I had a third eye. And I'm like, what do you want? I mean, I don't care what comps are. A ballpark, sure. Yeah. But but if you're new, I can understand that. But you can't, but Bo, they API into, and that's the problem. Once they API into that, it doesn't go, it's all real time anyway. So even the real time, even the apps pull from and they don't pull from and dump nightly. They pull from and dump instantly now. So I know Card Ladder was checking it every single night for accuracy, but it's far. And somebody, if I'm wrong, please somebody correct me. But I think they're an up to date down, or they're like right now. Right now it doesn't matter. They're live and up to date. And if you're talking about an eBay crash, if it's ransomware, nah, dog, that's more than an hour. That's couple weeks. So I mean, I guess my point is we rely way too much on instant
We do.
comps. I mean, we just did it. We just did it to see what it was, and we just did the comparison. And
Right.
what was it?
We had no clue without looking.
Yeah, I counter with saying the dollar just lost. There you go. There you go. That's it. That's how you do it. Yeah, and I mean this is your boy. Do your homework, study the market ahead of time, as Dr. Beckett would probably advise. Too much relying on technology. When I went to sell my first dad's vintage cards, I had them written down. I didn't know what the price was. I had them written down of what I wanted for it, and that's what I went by. And I went up off of a percentage for that. So, and it was a little hard because they were changing cards, and but I had the numbers written down.
Right.
And the DH man, I miss talking to y'all. Comps may give you a reference point, but at the heart of it all, if I'm trying to sell a card, I'm going to give a price I think it's worth and work from that. I 100% agree, DH, and thank you for joining the show.
Well, and I'll give you a different perspective. Like Schmo put, if there's no tags, I walk past.
Yeah.
I kind of view the seller that doesn't have pricing on their cards as somebody that woke up at 7:55 for their 8 o'clock shift. That thing of, hey, my buddy said I got a
Yeah.
yep. And it's like, if you're gonna walk by, because you're not gonna take off the fees and the PayPal and the, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah,
you're trying to get every single
discount.
dollar.
Yeah, you're going to get your discount because you're not paying the fees, and I'm like, no.
Plus the amount of time. Why do you want to pull your phone out 100 times a day? Like I don't get it. I'm old though.
Yeah.
So.
I don't get it either, man. I don't.
You're preaching on that one.
Yeah.
All right. How about, have you seen a hanger configuration lately there, Jeff? Have you seen a hanger configuration?
Yeah, there's all sorts of new style hanger action going on, I guess, in the retail world. We can get our optic basketball now in a hanger box.
There's your boy TP.
We can get our what was the other one? What was the other one we were talking about earlier? The hanger. What was the other product? It wasn't the
2021 Topps Chrome update. That's the
Topps Chrome
Target.
update in a hanger
Never
box.
before, but it's $25.
Yep, that's 25. And some of you guys, I don't know what you guys are seeing for prices out there, but like on the Mosaic football hangers, from what I'm seeing in the areas, is like $30 for a Mosaic football hanger box. Not a blaster, this is a hanger box, $30. So we are continuing to see that price increase in the old retail side.
Yeah. What did you say, Jeff, earlier about people leaving them?
Oh, I mean, there's some that are just saying they're not going to pay that price, but then you still got the others that, if there's no limit or whatever, they're going to buy them all. You know, everybody's still viewing it and seeing it differently, but I don't know. I just think $30 is it's getting a little steep here, especially on a hanger box.
Yeah, I have many of times gone to Walmart in the past 6 months and been in there and just looked at it, at anything, and looked at the price. If it wasn't $20, put it right back. I understand, but the value's not there anymore. I don't care about the flippers. I don't care about the value is not there for me as a consumer anymore. There's only one product that I know in the past year and a half that has been worth it. And that's Herman. If you're out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's talking about blasters from Topps Chrome last year and the year before. Those two products at $20, even $25 in a blaster box, that it was bang bang. That's where we saw the value. Everything else has been. They had what was it? I saw they had Heritage for $39. Heritage baseball, $39.
That's a good point, Terry. I mean, the price increase, and like I said, you're seeing people that are leaving stuff. You're seeing people that are still buying, even at that price increase. But I think, Terry brings up a good point of, it seems nice to be able to buy even something overpriced, at least having something there than not having anything there. And I don't know about your guys' areas, like as far as your retail sections in your stores when you're stopping in, but even a couple weeks ago, a month ago, it seemed like I could pop in and you'd almost have any shot, like when you go to just pick up a blaster or hanger box or a couple of things of this or that, and it wouldn't be an issue, like it would all be wiped out. But now again, I feel like, at least in my areas, when I do stop in a store because I got to grab something else, I don't make a special trip when I go somewhere else or after I stop in and I go check out the area. It seems like everything's just mass wiped out again. So I don't know. I mean, what are you guys seeing in your areas when you're in the stores? Is there product there? Is there a variety of product in the store, in the retail stores, or is it pretty much wiped out?
Well, I drove from Pittsburgh to Cincinnati for my job where I'm at, and I was looking for something else at Target. So I stopped at 6. Every Target was different. Some had it in the back, some had it in the front, but the selection was pretty close to being the same. Now, Walmart is like anybody's guess. Walmart, I feel like in any area you walk in, it's in the cigarette aisle, it's at customer service. It's like a goose chase in that place. But Walmart is so different. I've not seen any two the same lately, but Target seems to be more wiped out than everything else.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I see. I've got two that I go to. The one closest to the house. Anybody want any wrestling? Call me, because it's all wrestling, all Topps Chrome wrestling.
Oh yeah, that's what I see too. Yep.
Yeah, but in the other one, I get anything I want. I could have picked up Mosaic football, or not Mosaic baseball. I could have picked up like the new Hoops basketball. I picked up a blaster of the new Hoops basketball. I can pick up almost anything, but it's overpriced.
Right.
I don't even. I look at the price and I put it back. But you can
that price is tough. That entry point price of 20 was like a sweet spot. 30 is a little tougher to swallow.
Yes. And another thing too, like, I think Kevin had said it earlier about the, Mosaic's such a meh product. And I mean, you're right in a sense, because one, like the amount that I've ripped, either breaking or just opening personal stuff, the amount of just poor quality control, the indentations on all the cards, the surface just not good on anything. I mean, you pull a nice card out of there, and chances are is a good shot. It's not going to be any good. It's going to be dented up or have some indent marks on it or something goofy. And you see it time and time and time and time again. Like, that's another issue. The quality control is just going to
so they're
garbage.
asking more money for product that's printed a little bit more, and let's just say it's printed more. Now it's still not. I don't care what people say. You could check with Rich and Dr. Beckett. It's not printed to the same levels as the 87 top. I think they're still running those presses on 87 tops, but the quantity is still not to that level. So overprinted,
right?
But the quality is just it's getting worse.
Yeah,
it's getting worse.
Terrible.
And this is a great point. We're seeing bigger sets and a lot of retired players.
We're gonna get back to the 700 card in a thing,
and
right?
then trying to do parallels with everything with the 50 to 60 parallels. How are you ever going to build a master set when you got 50 times 700? I mean, It's a little extreme, but days of buying packs and building sets are over. Card collecting is no longer. It starts with these kids. Yeah, Jay Schmo, you're 100%.
So
You're
talking
100%.
about prices, I don't understand how for 20 years blasters were $20, and then in 2 years they go to 40. Like how that doesn't make number sense to me. I don't feel like as a manufacturer you should be pricing your products based on the market.
It's greed. It's
Well,
it's,
and
It's ultimate. Yeah. I mean, it's ultimately
no,
what
and
it is.
I at the same time,
But is it right? No.
people were paying for it during the pandemic. They're still paying for it
Right.
now.
right?
The breakers are buying it and they're passing the costs on to. I mean, you're still there.
Bo has a good point. It doesn't make sense because they
Yep.
should have increased the blast price a long time ago. Yeah, and that's
And
back
that's
to
fine.
Jason's point. 20 years of a $20 blaster, and then all of a sudden, boom, 2 years.
I think
from
that's
now.
what makes it harder. If it was
Yes.
22, then 24, then 26.
Yeah, like a
that
gradual
natural-
increase
Yep.
over time. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, that's thankful. I think this is more of the breakers than the flippers, but that's an opinion type statement. I would think it would be more breakers, and then the demand for more products. So costs have risen as well. Labor, transportation, raw material. It's a good point. But insane. What? Let's see. Used to buy packs now. Yeah. And then no doubt in price have risen. Costs have been dramatic. Have a great night. TP. We are 2 minutes over. I was going to get through the comments. I'll let Ty freaking Gibbs get his last word in. Ty freaking Gibbs. What say you last word, JDM, Mr. Mark?
It's a good show. No skid marks on my end, but good show overall.
Yes, actually, look, a skid mark. We've got a skid mark signing.
Something I never thought I would say publicly. I've said so many times on a show now.
That's right. I'm telling you, I'm challenging you. You do you, boo. I'm going to be listening. I'm going to be listening.
Right. Down for my notes right there.
There you go. Oh, see, there you go.
Right
There you
top.
go.
There you go.
You know, I will be doing fist pumps and having a hard time driving whenever that happens. Rubbin will be racing.
There you go. Yep.
Mr. Jeff, it's always a pleasure to rap with you.
It's been awesome, man. And like our conversation pre-show, again, I think I just at the end of the day, I think you had fun. I think we all had fun. I think we had a good show. And again, guys, just remember, this is a hobby. Have fun. Enjoy it. If it becomes too much or it's becomes stressful or anything else like that for you, then it's probably not a hobby for you anymore, and it's maybe something you need to reconsider or look at, unless you're trying to just completely go on the business aspect, which some do. But have fun, Brad. Have fun. Always have fun, right?
Well,
don't stress so much.
That's true. That's very true. Let's see. Last comment. Let's see. Night 70s. I will end this like I did my old show. I can't remember how I used to. It's been so long since I've done a show. I don't remember how I did this. Support your local hobby shops. Support your local card shows. You do you, boo. And if you have any prayer requests, then please feel free to send them over. I do bend a knee to my Lord, friend in Jesus Christ, and I'll be more than happy to. Y'all have a fantastic night. I hope it was as much fun for you as much fun it was for me. The final word is skid mark.